So Naylor, an RBI ground out in his first at bat, hit it sharply down the first base line. And remember we were talking about, okay, did the Naylor brothers prerequisite, if you're a Canadian kid, you got to play hockey.
You have to, right?
And not surprisingly, evidently, oh my God.
Slap shot.
Slap shot. That's criminal what he just did. Where's Corey?
The Hanson brother.
Running through my head right now, Spilly, but none of them I can use right now. But I will after the game, I'll tell you what I was thinking. Slapstick. The legendary film.
I just remember
Slap shot.
Well, those stop.
One ball, one strike on Doyle. 2-run shot. This is on the ground. Foul. Stolen bases.
109 off the bat. Chance on it. We haven't seen too many obstruction calls made this year, though.
At that was a new.
Yeah, that was the first thing. So that's why the ball went to his hand versus staying in the glove.
And I don't know how it would have been interpreted. I was curious. Swung on a miss. So Ty's got his first, or excuse me, all 7 runs in an inning and 2/3. That will damage the ERA.
Yeah, it jumped up to 583. That's the shortest start of
on Hunter Goodman. He dropped the single into right to drive in a run in the second and would come around to score. Last 18. And they've been better in every 18-game run, and the offense has really produced. 3-2 now.
Oh, because it's getting that running game cranked up.
0-1 on Tovar. Walked and scored in the first. That pitch misses on Rogers. Games. And it's a 3-0 count.
387 feet.
Well, his other home run was a grand slam back on April 23rd. Hit by a pitch from McMahon. Shut down a running game.
But I think it's harder now because of the pitch clock.
Like a B.
27 pitches in innings 2, 3, and 4 after the 31 in the first.
That Jimenez was out of the baseline.
It was almost like that game you play as a kid when you don't have enough in Mexico City.
I brought up Terry Penalty. That was a year that Barry Bonds, people felt like he probably could have won another one. And that was
1 ball, 2 strikes on Ramirez, who's finished in the top 10.
hitting a little bit of a slider.
Ty Block's alma mater, Regis, who has coached Cherry Creek for 52 seasons, and everybody knows him. And the number of players he's had an impact on, I'm not just talking about young kids turn into young men, and he is a legend.
And it's just so much fun to watch those kids. Just the excitement surrounding making it first to the regionals.
Indeed. 1-0 on Montero. 3-0 on Montero. With Cleveland and their start baseball, they're going to have to soak up a lot of innings today. That's ball 4. So Montero, Blackman one to Ryan McMahon, will face Brent Doyle, and Doyle takes ball 1 with 1 out.
For Heron have been scoreless. That's why the ERA is where it's at 121 for 30 against Heron.
2-1. Best for the Rockies this year, in fact. 2-1. 2-2.
I was curious for Stephen.
We're talking about Class A, and that.
Yeah, Nick Sandlin that they've used back-to-back days.
And Doyle draws another walk
To get through 3 more innings. at least.
Yep, here's Jacob Stallings. Jacob takes inside ball 1. Take Doyle, for instance, at first. In his last 16 games, 2-1 on Jacob Stallings.
Well, and the
16 pitches the last 2, and was 5 before that.
Could be, so they moved him to second. Then they moved him to third when he started getting a little bit bigger. So he said, okay. So he gets to the field, and the AAA manager says, hey, so we want you to start catching the big leagues and do it.
Let me weigh my options here. Double.
Done all of that. Those super utility guys.
Show me fastball. Stallings to the outside corner. Changeup missed. Guardians had won 9 straight, so the Rockies beat them on Monday. And obviously, the Guardians won 13-3-2. Yesterday, yeah, and then they beat the Mets today 10-3.
Yeah, Mets. Oof.
The Mets are a imploding team in baseball.
Yeah, they're
I don't know if he's long. I don't think he's long for the Mets.
Brutal honesty.
Gets you fired.
Swung on and missed. Ty Block wins the battle with Arias. Back.